G from Invite the Lights coming to you again. I was doing my Meghan Markle series or whatever, and her father Thomas Markle has come into the press again. Like in the last, let's say, 5 days, he's been in the media giving interviews, and again they were slamming the family again or whatever, and just basically not taking responsibility for his own actions. And then pardon me, it's a little hot in here. And then he came back again after saying, this will be my last interview. And that was just like 3 or 4 days ago. This will be my last interview. And then he came back again like today, calling the royal family a cult. So we just want to see, like, how long is this going to continue? I mean, I just feel like they're very, I don't know if the people that he's dealing with, they purposely pay him low money so he'll keep coming back for more. It's almost like they're on to him with that card that popped out. He's not really truly making, I don't think, the money that we think he's making. And yeah, they just, in fact, I feel like he feels overwhelmed with by his finances, but he's also at the same time not doing anything about it. Thomas Markle here. And what else is going on with him? Let's just do this. Part of him really does love Meghan tremendously, and he juggles through that, but he's lost to the dark side, so to speak. He really does want to speak to her. He really does want to have like a new start. There's this part of him as well, but also there's this part of him that's going to come out with more media. I mean, that's what's just going to continue. Let me just see what else is going on here, just to make sure that isn't something coming in from the royal family, because I think they may be very well making an announcement as well. Oh, yeah. So the royal family may very well make an announcement. Before I saw it as in the last video, I saw it as a verbal announcement, but I feel like it's also like a written announcement based on this, or they may just write him. I feel like it's safer for them to just keep things in the media, because he'll just run with it. Otherwise, if they communicate with him directly, he'll just keep running with it and running with it. It's better for them, to me, keep everything right in the light, communicate right in the media, communicate with his ass right through the media, because there's really not much to latch on to. Again, yeah. I just feel like, yeah, his abuse, his attacks, they're not going to end. I was hesitating for a really long time not to say this, but I just feel like, I mean, what I see in the cards, I mean, Markle does drink. He claims he doesn't, but I mean, he lies about a lot of stuff. But I mean, say for entertainment purposes only. But I'm just going to tell you, the cards just show that, like, excessive drinking, or just like excessive, like, medicating in, he ruminates a lot. There's so many chances for him to really come through this regal, because he has this level of he has this ability to come across as regal, but he chooses not to. This is some dysfunction inside of himself, you know, and it's the reason for the break with him and Megan, I think a long time ago, because she always, you know, I've seen from another reader, she saw that in him, his beauty and brilliance, you know, but he chooses not to use it. This is his own problem. So now he's trying to reverse engineer levels of personal power, not reverse engineer, but you know, in some kind of weird, funky, reverse way, he's trying to get a level of power by just being a stick in the mud for the royal family. So I feel like the cards just want to tell me what they want to tell me. If I just take the literal meaning of these cards, I just feel like, you know, if this man chooses not to speak in the press, which is not going to happen, you know, he's going to continue to speak. It's going to continue to annoy the queen. That's what I see in these cards. It's most pedestrian meaning there. And then let's see. I just really feel the queen feels that he, you know, he's lied and he's been very unfair with the charges that he's made against them. She really takes the image, you know, heavily. And even though they've had drama before, this is still a very regal person, you know. There may have been mistakes in the past and things like that, but she does consider herself to run a really tight ship. So, you know, why are you doing this over and over again? Like, what are you doing? And she's not used to this. Having to deal with someone this way who's not embarrassed of making a spectacle of themselves, if you ask me, pretty much. He's not afraid of bad publicity, clearly. Okay. And he's also doesn't have any morals right now. Yeah. There may be a little bit of concern that Megan, who I think is pregnant in the early stages of pregnancy, obviously, that this would really be a damper on her and her pregnancy. I think for the sake of becoming a mother, she is definitely trying to offload this whole drama. Like, she's going into her, you know, like meditation and yoga practices, in my opinion, in order to not be able to have this kind of trauma or stress in her body as she's preparing to create a baby. So let's say in September, what kind of energies will Markle take on? I just saw the mediator card come up. So let's see, what kind of energies will Markle take over in September? Okay, I do see the teacher card on the side. So I really feel like whatever kind of lessons he feels he's trying to teach them or whatever, it's not proper, you know, and I feel like it's just going to be more sort of like harassment. There's the detective card. I don't know if somebody off on the side or something going to, oh, I know what it is, sorry. You can tell that Markle has been doing like a little bit more research, not too much, but you can tell with his comments on Lady Diana and different things like that. He is definitely studying the royal family, because I think he's just really addicted to drama, and I think he's going to be looking into he's researching with this detective and student card, is researching things to come out and just keep saying, you know, like, oh, you know, I could see him, like, just for example, looking it up in a book or having somebody help him look something up and then going, oh, the queen didn't allow her sister to marry, what a cruel queen, and this is what they do all the time. And they think they could just make decisions over people's lives and they won't let me speak to my daughter, and stuff like that. So what's the queen's attitude going to be like in September? Here, of course, I don't think that's the queen. But I do think she's a child of the throne. Let's see what else that means. I don't think there'll be anybody else like her after she passes. I think that's pretty much it for the monarchy. It should continue on. I don't really see her. The martyr card comes out, but I don't really see her ever acting as a martyr. I really think what this is that this is Thomas Markle instead of the cards. I don't know why. Other people ask the cards questions and they answer them. I see it all the time. I ask the cards questions. They want to tell me what they want to tell me. So this is Thomas Markle's energy, actually. I mean, he's always, this is what they're saying, is what I said before in some other readings. This is how he's always processed his anger. It's in a childlike frame of mind and always playing the victim. It's pathetic at this point. And then he turns it into this fight. It's so weird. It's really like schizophrenic. I'm not saying he's schizophrenic, but it's just this kind of really weird, twisted way of trying to extract your own dignity when in the first place you're the one who is degrading yourself to begin with. All right, so let's see. What is the Queen Elizabeth's energy for September? Her attitude toward this situation, Queen Elizabeth. I see the athlete and the detective card again. I just feel like he's actively looking up things to figure out how to keep himself relevant. The queen has the mediator card under her. And there's the engineer card again. So I feel like there'll be, I feel like she's still trying to keep herself hands off of this situation, not be directly in it. I don't know if she's going to manage to be successful. But in this world with social media and all this nowadays, it just makes it so much less possible to be disconnected from the public, because you have to come out and represent yourself. But it seems to me what she's doing is she's wanting to play the mediator. She's wanting to really protect her family. This is the throne overall. The throne includes her family, but she wants to protect the throne. And she's putting someone in place to either act as a mediator or to hire another mediator. That's what I see. So I'm then wondering, what is Meghan's role in this? The God card is here, but I want to ask something else. The Judge card is here. Okay, these don't represent Meghan. But I think more so of a willingness to want to bring this to an end and in a fair manner, and possibly in a legal matter, but in arbitration or something like that. Yeah, and here goes that Father's card again, child eternal. He's still looking, actively looking up stuff. Relentlessly looking up stuff to bring against it. He's not that great. Look, there's the saboteur card. He's really just not that great at it. But the only leverage he has is just to be a continued embarrassment, honestly, and to be a rebel, just outright rebelling against the whole thing, which is just so stupid. But I do think, again, here's the Monk and Nun card. They're going to just take the higher road. So let's just see what this... Let me just see what's going on with how is this mediation and engineer thing? Like, can you clarify this? What's going on? The other half of this engineer again represents that sister who has been just trying to just engineer a lot of stuff, including the final destruction of this relationship between Markle and his other daughter, which to me, it always seemed she was very jealous of. To begin with. I mean, she kind of controls her father. She knows what buttons to push to manipulate, to destabilize him, and to get him coming back to a bad plan, which basically keeps them in poverty. He keeps listening to her. So what is this mediation about? What? Tell me. Okay, here goes Thomas Markle. There's going to be some kind of, I don't know, bad news, or there's going to be some kind of surprise for him. I hope it won't be anything like with his health. But he may get exposed for doing something. I'm not exactly sure what, but it doesn't look good. Let me see what's going on here again. Yeah, I just feel like he's like, it's almost like he's cruising for it, bruising for the stuff he said, and just, you know, he's going to get called out. And then what happens? You know, it's like, what's next? Who's going to be doing the calling out? Who's going to be doing the calling out? I should do it. Do it with those red cards, with my archetype cards. Let's see. So interesting. I don't know if he's going to be caught drinking. That's one thing. Or if he's going to be told that there will be no reconciliation. Or he's going to be caught, like I told you, with Women of the Night or something before. I don't know for sure. I'm definitely not here to state anything. Like I said, the cards are for entertainment purposes only. So let's see. I'm not sure if he realizes that he himself has become a bit of a target because he makes himself a spectacle. He's kind of looked at as somebody who's having money, but he doesn't have shit. Just around his little town. Just making himself a spectacle. He might have to move, but he doesn't have the money to do it. I don't think Megan's giving him a damn dime of anything. So let me just ask this last question and we'll go from there because the cards really don't want to say anything and no need to drag this reading out. Yeah, I just feel like, again, first of all, his attitude with being a victim, that is definitely something that he needs to get out of his system. But I think that they are going to, I feel like he's going to be exposed for something. That he is not the victim that he plays himself to be. I don't know what's going to happen. What role is the queen? What energy is the queen taking? There's a hermit card. I mean, he basically stays on his own. He always gets like that hermit card. What is she? What strategy? What energy is she taking on for a strategy? I hate to say it, but I do feel like he does deal with having to pay for companionship. I don't know why it comes up. It just came up. So I came up before and I didn't want to say anything, but when the cards pop down here, if I don't explain it, then you guys are going to be like, well, why didn't you explain that card? So there it is. All right. So I really don't feel like I'm getting any answers here. I feel like they're complete. We can't just be because decisions haven't fully been made. People are still mulling things over. They don't know if they're going to mediate or get someone to actually put a detective on him and expose him, and do it through some kind of fourth or fifth party, if you know what I mean. Let it be very indirect, you know. I mean, would the queen do something like that? I can't tell right now, but anyway, that is the reading on Megan. Let me just see really quickly. Megan, what is her energy right now? Whoop. Whoop, whoop. I was asking. Oh, the trickster card came out. First, it was like this, mother and child magical. Then it was like this, tricksters in the middle. So, I mean, she could very well be pregnant, but is going to figure out ways to try to not allow. No, I did not know what she's having. Sorry. Barely know that she's pregnant. Yeah, so mother, trickster, child, magical. I feel like, you know, she's going to do whatever just not to make it her pregnancy show for the longest time. And that probably is because it just gives more fuel to the fire for the sister and the father or whatever, and just the public, period. So that's what came up for her cards right now. And here's the Empress again. I do believe that she is with child right now. So very good. All right, so I'm getting out of here. Have a wonderful one, and we'll meet we'll meet the next time. Take a look at her energies, I guess, if I have another free 15 to 40 minutes. Hi, no new friends. All right, I'm gonna head out now. You guys can feel free to take a look at the video in just a couple seconds once I end it. Thank you. Bye-bye.